Hi, morning. I'm not sure what we are all good in this little Zoom room today. Oh, we've all got the memo. Just make sure you guys are good. Wendy, Jackie, I think Isabel's still in France. Amazing. Oh, sorry about that. I don't know what's gone on, but I went to log in and it just wasn't working. So this looks a little bit fresh for us. New year, new Zoom code. Awesome. All right, grab your drinks. We're gonna lay down on our backs and get started, starting in Shavasana. Pull back the little slippers off. Let's get ourselves going. When you're ready, just begin to lay back. Make sure that everything feels comfy, the body feels soft. We're really just taking time to let everything sink into the floor, allowing the shoulder blades to kind of connect with the floor, noticing whether you chose to have knees bent or extended, and just allow, if possible, the hands to relax alongside the body. As you do that, just see if you can take the hands, if they're really close to the body, see if you can just spread out a little bit. When you're on home, opening the arms a little bit wider. See if you can wiggle the shoulders a little bit further away from the ears. And begin just to kind of get yourself into that lovely comfy position. Kind of heart open, chest open, eyes closed. It's a lovely little space to begin. The eyes closed, just begin to allow yourself to check in. Sometimes we call it in the yoga world dropping in. And that for me is just getting a little bit out of our head and a little more into our body. Just listening to kind of how you feel. Asking yourself that question, how am I really in every little layer of me? It's okay if the answer's not always great, and if it is a little bit deeper or heavier at the moment, just sit with that feeling and just be with it. Be in this human experience. Maybe work through it a little bit as we move through our practice today. I want you just to stop. Join me in a lovely slow deep breath in through the nose. And slowly exhaling out. Lovely first deep breath. And when you're ready, just begin moving the head left to right. Just rolling the neck. It's such a lovely way to start a class. Just beginning to get into those tighter little bits. Soreness in the neck. Just get yourself to move. Breathing in. Relaxing the forehead, softening in the jaw. Good. 3. Nice work, everyone. 2 and 1. How do you feel? What do you want to let go of as you move and flow today? Just finding some time to connect with the body, connect with the self, and what it is that you need. Beautiful. From here, we're going to draw the right knee in towards the chest, and then the left knee. Just give yourself a little bit of a hug here, and a little rock side to side. Maybe bringing that head back and forth again as the knees rock. And again, checking in. How do you feel? Breathing in. And slowly breathing out. 4. Inhale and exhale. 3. 2. Little smile if you like. And 1. Coming back to that lovely center point. Breathing. We're going to take the knees out. Separate the feet so you get a little bit more depth in those hips and slowly draw it around. See if you connect that lower back with the mat. In and around. Good morning to those hips, right? Seeing how they feel. See if you can separate the feet, draw the knees maybe a little further out. You might activate that core and bring it in. Inhale and exhale, a little smile if you like. Just finding that love, a little bit of movement, checking in, getting into those hips today. Breathing in. And slowly breathing out for 4. 3. Nice 1, 2. and one. Bring in the knees in, big squeeze, draw the nose in to work the knees. So you feel the neck here, give yourself a big squeeze. Maybe pointing both toes, a little bug pose, push the lower back into the mat, be as small as you can. 3. Deep breath in and out, 2, and 1. Awesome, head down, and the feet down onto the mat as well. Beautiful. I'm going to turn to the right-hand side. And just make your way into that lovely fetal position. Good. Breathing in. We're going to push the body up. We're going to come up onto all fours here, coming into our tabletop position a little bit earlier on in the practice. We're going to stay too long on floor. Good. When you're in your tabletop position, let's just see how we feel here. Our little cat and cows. It's such a good way to wake up in that upper body, taking your cat. Tucking under, a little smile, a little softness in the forehead. Feel that pull across the shoulder blades. You want to add, I always feel a little bit compelled to wiggle. Breath in and out, left to right in those hips. Hopefully you can feel that little pull across the upper back, the side body. Just feel what the pose is doing for you. Really important, just to listen. What does your body want? What does it need? Amazing. Relaxing in the forehead. 3. Smile if you like to. And 1. Amazing. Coming back to that lovely center position. Tucking under in the pelvis. Inhale, roll the shoulders up and back into your cow pose. Oh, I don't know about you, but I've got really tight shoulders, neck. I can feel that today. That lovely little work in the spine. Hello, body. Feeling alive, just enjoying that feeling, just enjoying moving into those stretches. Inhale. The exhale, we're going to tuck under in the pelvis, draw the pelvis forward, feel that arch in the back. Breathing in, breathing out. Inhale, rolling up, lifting, drawing the chest through. 3, 2, and 1. Slowly coming back to that lovely flat back. Let's walk the hands slightly forward. Let's rock forward and back just to wake up that spine. I love this one. Just notice if there's any tightness in the lower back. There might be. It might be good. Just check in, drop the shoulders down and away, and slowly drawing in from your core and rocking back. Sinking down into child's pose. Really let those hips draw down. Be active in the arms this time. Fingers nice and wide. Rotate the bicep away, down, away from the ears. Beautiful. 3, 2, and 1. Using your core, slowly peeling up, drawing the pelvis forward. Good. Looking forward, draw the chest through. If you want, or you can keep it a little higher if that lower back feels sore. Good. I want you to move. I'm going to give you a little count of 4, slow count of 4. You can move back and forth. Really just making it your own. I think that's what's important. If you feel compelled and confident enough, just close the eyes. Moving between these 2 positions for 4. Make sure you find some slow, deep breathing in there. Beautiful. 3. Draw it through if you like. 2. And 1. Wherever you are, just feeling that out. When you're in child's pose, you're leaning forward, just holding for a moment. Inhale, a little smile. And as we exhale, coming all the way back to that lovely center point in your tabletop position. Great. Inhale, reaching up. Let's peel up in the right hand. Draw the shoulders down, just opening in that chest. We're just getting a whole body stretch. Inhale and exhale, a little smile, heart opener, reaching through. Maybe really twisting as far as you can in that direction. Notice how that feels, peeling it through, keeping it lifted. Good. Inhale and exhale, reaching through. Good. Inhale, lifting it up, noticing how that feels for you in that upper body, twisted through. Inhale and exhale. This time we're going to come down and through. So you've got the option to bring the elbow down, or you can reach all the way through if the shoulder feels comfortable. Drop the cheek down as well, and the whole back of that right arm is on the floor on the mat. Good. From here, just draw both shoulders down. That's what you want to do. You want to be thinking about working the shoulders down away from the ears. From here, you've got that little bit of an option. Inhale. We can walk the fingertips forward on that left hand. Maybe we all try that. We'll play with a little balance here. So you also think about the left leg. Maybe see if you can extend the left leg and push the toes into the mat, the heel away. Maybe pushing the fingertips into the mat on that left hand. Good. From here, you might feel like, oh, that feels like enough. I can extend that. I'm noticing a little bit of the shift of the weight to the right knee. If you feel like playing a little bit, you absolutely can. Just take your time, draw in, thinking about the strength of your core. You can maybe see if you can lift that back leg up. Just see how that feels. Maybe just having a little play with balance. What does it feel like today? You might roll all the way over. That's absolutely fine. I definitely do that sometimes. Definitely the first few times as well. Good. Maybe bending in that knee if you still have it, or come back to it. Good. You've got the option to stay here, or maybe see how good is that balance. Can you walk the fingertips back in a little closer? Maybe lift that left hand and grab the toes. You might have it, you might not. Please don't worry if it doesn't work out. Just a little bit of playfulness to get us started. Extend and slowly bend the knee back down, coming back to the lily position. And absolutely fine. You can stay wherever felt good there. Inhale, pushing up into that left hand. Reaching up. Just see how that felt, opening up in that chest. Good. And bring the hand down. And please don't worry if we didn't do any of those balancey bits. If you did, you rolled over. Maybe you had it. Maybe you did parts of it. It's all there just to play. And we're going to reach the hands forward and sink back into a lovely, more active child's pose today. So with the hands forward, we want to rotate the biceps out. Inhale and exhale, drop the shoulders down. Good. Feel that lovely work as we squeeze the shoulders back down towards kind of the back body. You're working to get that length between the ear and the shoulder. I often find it's easier just to lift a little bit in the head and the chest to get there to work into that upper body. You sink into your child's pose, breathing in and slowly breathing out. Inhale, coming all the way back up. Use your core, feel nice and strong, getting to that center point. Let's take the left hand up. We're going to reach it up. We're going to take that lovely openness. Really see if you can get that arch. Notice, get any sort of stretch in that backside body. Inhale, just reaching through, keeping it lifted. That first two, reaching through. That love a little twist. Breathe in, a little smile. Inhale. You know where we're headed. Good. Just try to open up a little bit in that upper body. Playing a little bit with balance and reaching through. Nice work, team. And feel that stretch. Inhale, lifting up. Good. Opening up. And that third one coming down. So you can bring the elbow down. Perfect. You can reach all the way through and bring the whole back of that arm. Notice if this side feels different or the same. You draw the shoulder down and away and feel the back of the arm, the cheek comes onto the mat. You take the right hand potentially if it feels comfortable. You can reach it forward, maybe pushing. It's like kind of like the hands are like a little spider, bringing those fingertips down onto the mat. As we rotate, so we don't want the shoulder creeping in towards the ears, that right shoulder draws down as well. And we're working to just open up here as we sink back into the hips. Inhaling and exhaling. If it's quite tight there, just stay there the whole time. That is all good. If you want to have a little play today, just a bit of playfulness in the practice. Maybe we shift the weight a little bit over towards that left knee and see what it feels like to extend in the right leg. Just push the heel away. Drawing in from the core, feel strong in the center of the body. Just notice how that feels. Heels drawing away. Deep breaths. This might be exactly where we stay. This is a good one. A little bit of shift in the pose. We're still working. We're pushing a little more into that shoulder on the left-hand side, that openness. I'm going to play a little bit more with balance. Just see if it's there. It might not be. Who knows if it is for me? Maybe lift that back leg. Just have a little play. We usually really channel that thought in the core to get that little bit of balance. Breathing in, breathing out, maybe bending that back knee. Again, a place you can stay, a little smile, or maybe walk that little spider hand in. Take your time. There's no rush. If you feel balance on that shoulder, maybe reach up for those toes. 3. Good. 2. And 1. Wherever we are, let's slowly bring that knee back in. We're going to bring the body back up, pushing into that right hand, reaching up, just back, opening up the chest, and slowly bringing the hands back down into our tabletop. We're going to wiggle the knees wide. Let's bring the big toes to touch and sink down a little bit here. Let's take a little pressure off. Again, if the knees are wide and the hips feel tight, bring the fists to stack. If the hips are feeling really nice, feels comfortable to come down, just stay there. We're going to stay for a few breaths. Breathing in and slowly breathing out. Nice work, everyone. Relaxing the forehead. A smile if you like, breathing in. Slowly breathing out. Breathing in. And slowly breathing out. Softening in the forehead, really relaxing in the mouth. What I mean by that is just separate the teeth, relax the jaw here as you sink a little deeper into those hips. So working to release any tightness and tension we're holding throughout the week. So we just lean into this deeper expression of child's pose for 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, pushing up into those hands. We're going to bring the hands forward, peel the body up, and slowly swing the knees in so that they're hip distance. Good. We're going to inhale, extend the right foot. We're going to push into the heel, drop the hip down, drawing from your core just to get a little bit into that muscle. See how that feels. We're going to push into the toes, working forward and back here. Just getting into the feet. See how that feels for you today. 4, 3, 2, nice. And 1, coming back to center, drawing in from your core, drop the hip, inhale, let's lift that back leg, bending in the knee, draw the knee in towards the nose, just 2 of these, arch the back as you draw the knee in, really work to fold, inhale, extend, nice one, drawing it in, nose to knee, holding here, and extend, good, and then we're going to take a little step in our little lunge, bending in the knee, step, lunging forward, inhale, reaching up, sinking down. Bringing the thumbs in, we're going to take a little twist today. Let's just get that little bit of a twist happening. So left elbow twist towards that right knee, just see how it feels. You can relax the elbow on top of the knee, beginning to work in that direction. Or if you've got a little bit more twistiness in you, tuck that elbow in front, thumbs in. Awesome. Just breathe with me in. And now tuck in the back toes if you feel comfortable. Maybe lifting that back knee. Absolutely do not have to go into this balance. It might be something that feels good. It might not. 3, 2, and 1. Dropping down. If you've taken that option, inhale, coming back. Breathing in, lifting, and bring the hands down on opposite side of that front foot. And slowly bring the knees hip distance. Exhale, sinking down. Beautiful. Inhale, peeling the body up into cat pose. Let's find a little bit of a pull across the shoulder blade. Love that. Inhale, finding your cow pose. Working the shoulders down low, we work in the spine and back to lovely flat back. Inhale, let's extend that left foot. Pushing the heel away, drop the hip down, see how that feels for you. Just pushing into the toes. We do this one quite often. I think it's really so great. Any point of a day, you're practicing in the morning, in the evening, it just allows you to give a little bit of love to the feet. That lovely back of the leg gets that stretch for 3. Nice one, 2, and 1. Coming back to center, drop the hip. Good. When you're ready, we're going to lift that back leg, bend the knee, and the knee in towards the nose. Just a little hold here. Just hold it. Feeling that little bit of work in the core. Good. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bending in the knee. Draw it in. Good. See how that feels. Inhale, extend. You've got it, bending in the knee. Slowly bending and taking that big step forward. Good. When you're ready, inhale, lifting up, and exhale, sinking down. Good. Drop those shoulders, feeling the chest open. You're welcome to stay here or palms coming in. Inhale and exhale. You want to stay here, beautiful. If you fancy a twist, right elbow towards the left knee. Twisting in that direction. See how that feels. You can relax the elbow on the knee. Just keep the shoulders down and away. The twist feels good. You can still tuck it around, maybe. Bringing the thumbs in towards the sternum, holding the twist, taking that beautiful deep breath. And if anybody does fancy that little bit of a lift to that back leg, sinking, you're drawing that front knee forward, back heel away. 3, 2, and 1. Dropping it down. Stay steady. Inhale, lifting up. Nice work. Little smile. Slowly bringing the hands down, wiggling the foot back in so that the knees are hip distance and sinking down just this time. Child's pose, knees hip distance, seeing how that feels for you. Bending in the elbows, just keep it nice and soft. The forehead makes it to the floor. Let's rock left to right. Let's feel that lovely little massage. Breathing in. You got any headaches or tension or pain? Any worries, self-doubt? I want you really to lean into finding a release here. Breathing in and breathing out, bringing the forehead back to that center point. Amazing. Inhale, reaching the arms out. Let's lift up and slowly coming back up to your lovely tabletop position. Inhale, tucking under in the pelvis. Let's find our cat pose. Tuck those back toes. You're going to lift the knees and shift the weight back. So starting in your child's pose, fingers nice and wide. That first one, you gotta just play with it, don't we? You have to just figure out what feels good. I like to walk those heels, swing the hips. Sometimes in that first one, maybe not worrying too much about my shape or alignment. It's about what it feels like. Walk those heels, swing those hips. Where does this feel good to you? Take some slow, deep breath as you flow. 4. Nice one, team. 3. Maybe head up and down like you're saying yes. Maybe left or right like you're saying no. 2 and 1. Amazing. Slowly drawing in from your core. Shift the hips back. Maybe keeping those knees bent and fingers nice and wide. Draw the shoulders down. Just working in a position that feels good. We're not pulling too much on that lower back. Just working to wake up those hamstrings. Inhale, look forward between the thumbs. Come to the tops of the toes. Step or hop forward. You've got it. We're going to find the hands sliding up the feet, coming to a halfway lift. The hands on the knees, just for our very first one. Breathing in and breathing out. Drop the shoulders down. Awesome. Bend those knees. Give her a little scoop. Reaching up. A little back bend for me. And exhale. Thumbs coming in. Awesome. Let's just move the neck a little bit left to right. Take a few slow, deep breaths. Be slow or quick. Just feeling what's going on in that upper body. 3, 2, and 1. Coming back to center, shoulders drawing down, elbows lifted. I invite you just to close the eyes and feel really strong Tadasana before we take a little moment for a drink and a breath. As you find that Tadasana, really squeezing those glutes. Draw in from the navel, thumbs in, draw the shoulders down, eyes slightly closed. Looking down, our eyes totally soft. Just feel that strength. Notice the body maybe balancing for you, relaxing. And I want you to do a little body scan as we stand today. It's kind of cool to think about it from a standing point of view. We normally lying down. Can you just trace? Imagine I'm sending a little softness from the crown of the head. We're kind of softening down the forehead. Relaxing as we trace all the tightness we might be holding down the face. So thinking about the cheekbones, the jaw, relaxing and separating the teeth and releasing even any sort of tension you're holding in the tongue. Relax the shoulders. Feel strong, like you're squeezing in that lower body. Shoulders drawing down. Breathing in and breathing out. Just soaking up that moment and being totally present, totally connected, and really connecting with our strength in this pose, mountain. And 3. Deep breath in and out. 2, 1. And if there is anything right now before we come out of the pose that you might want to channel, if there's a level of strength that you might need to take you through the rest of the week, month, just invite you to channel that strength from the strength of a mountain, from the strength of climbing those mountains you've climbed so many times so far, and trusting that you will get there. You will stand at the top. You will find that view and that deep breath and that sense of fresh air, new perspective again. Joining me in one slow, deep breath through the nose and out through the mouth. Beautiful cleansing breath. Inhale. And exhale, let it go. Magic of mountain. Let's rub those hands together, finding that lovely warm feeling. The energy you're creating yourself, it's human life, and then slowly bring the hands over the eyes. From here, just fluttering the eyelids open, beginning to bring yourself back into the space in any way that feels good. Amazing. Awesome. Grab a little drink if you've got it. Amazing. Oh, a nice stretch. I'm so happy to be here with you. Amazing. Absolutely lovely. Thank you so much. I just love Sundays. Love Sundays with you. Wonderful. And anytime, whoever's logging in, lots of you log in at different times. So thank you. Whenever you're practicing, thank you for allowing me to log in, record, and know someone's either going to watch it or do it with me every week. It's such a blessing to do something I love so much with such lovely humans. All right, so from here, we're going to do just a little bit of our flow. We're just going to work on the basics of our sun salutation today. So Surya Namaskara A. We're going to work a little bit here on maybe building into that a little bit more upward dog with the legs lifted. So bear with us. We'll do a few just normal ones. We'll build into it slowly. But today is just about really focusing on working through that sun salutation, maybe playing with it. You have all the elements. Maybe we need to work a little more on the upper body. Maybe you feel like you want to try the jump backs. Have a little play with it today and just see what it looks like, because there's so many different variations. We're going to start. Again, there's some variations of yoga where you bring the feet together. I'm going to work with the feet apart like usual. But if you did want to play with it, you can bring the feet to touch and kind of work for more of an Ashtanga sort of space. Amazing. When you're ready, I'd like to give the guidance just to have the toes like a little micro turn and toes slightly in. It creates a little less pressure on the knees. Remember that guidance from my yoga teacher training. Something I like to give quite a bit. So in here, when you're ready, we're going to reach up, softening in the forehead, maybe a little smile, and exhale, we're going to hinge at the hips, reach forward. All right, you can feel those hammies. I'm sure I definitely can. My chest is drawing forward. I'm reaching forward. Inhale slowly. I'm ready to bend the knees and pull down. Exhale over those toes. As we hang out, again, we're just going to play. We're going to take it slow, all the little pieces, belly on the tops of the legs. Chin is drawing down. You want no kind of tightness in the neck here. So relax. And then we come into our halfway lift. So we're going to slowly draw the hands up the body. We're going to bring the hands up the top of the leg and slowly draw the elbows in. And I want you to squeeze those shoulder blades together. We want the chest to feel really open. And as we lift into that halfway lift, we're working to just extend the legs as much as we can. And you can feel those hammies kind of beginning to work their way out, softening in the face, relaxing in the forehead. Just release any tightness in the jaw for 3. Deep breath in and out 2. And 1. Good. Bending in the knees. Good. We've got that lovely deep bend, reaching up and alongside the ears, little back bend. And exhale, tuck in under, drawing from your core, really active when we get to Tadasana. You want to feel like the whole of the legs are really tensing. You're almost lifting the muscle from the top of the knee. But all the while, we don't want to be really hyperextending the leg. So don't kind of really extend at the joint. You want to feel that squeeze, that lift, that drawing in, shoulders down. Deep breath in, relaxing in the face, little smile in our Tadasana. When you're ready, let's take that next step. Inhale, reaching up. And exhale, hinging at the hips. Good. So we're really working. The chest is drawing forward, reaching forward. You can feel that tilt in the tailbone. So we're going from not cat kind of tilt, we're tilting back, thinking about that cow pose tilt. Tailbone's really lifting up. You've got that openness in the backs of the legs. Let's break it down, fall down over the toes, draw the chin. Just breathe here as you hang out. Now from here, if you are quite open in the hamstrings, you can take your forward fold. Maybe work to extend the legs a little bit. Some practices, instead of having them bent all the time, we're working here in a forward fold. So just see, maybe if the knees are really bent, can you just extend them a little bit more? Let that neck hang. We don't want any tightness in the neck, that forward fold. Good. Drawing the nose in towards the knees. Inhale, we'll find our halfway lift. So option is to come back up. We lift in the chest, the elbows squeeze in, chest forward. I always feel this one, even though my preference is actually with fingers forward onto the mat. This one feels really good every time. So we can stay here every single time if that feels best. It's about finding what feels good to you always. Maybe walking the fingertips forward. You might be able to find that lovely extension. Again, it's the same motion. We're working. Draw the chest forward. Shoulders come down. The head is looking down so that you've got no kind of, you're not really feeling any tightness or pull in the neck. You're not looking too forward that the neck is arching. Maybe not drawing the chin in too much. We're just looking slightly in front to get that leg. Tailbone's dipping out, but we're not sinking back. Often I have people that come into halfway lift, the hips are sinking back. We want those fingertips forward. We want the chest drawing forward. The heels sinking down. Good. Inhale. And exhale wherever you chose to be. We stayed there quite a while. Sorry, bend the knees, scooping it up. Reaching up. Little back bend here and tucking under. Exhale. Drawing in from the core, feeling strong. Awesome. This next one will either come down onto the knees or take the hop back. See how you feel. You can just bend. You don't have to hop far. You might surprise yourself. Again, it's about a little bit of play in the practice today. Playing with new things. So inhale and exhale. Or maybe it's things you do often, but yeah, just have a little play. Reach up, trust yourself, soften in the forehead. Reaching forward, hinging up the hips. Good. Chest forward. We're going to bend down over those toes just a little quicker. And remember, you can work to draw the nose in a little bit and work to extend the legs slightly. You don't have to. See what the hammies are doing. Bending in the knees. Let's take our halfway lift. So yogi's choice. Elbows in, fingertips forward again. Reaching forward with the chest. Good. And if your hands are on your hips, I'm going to invite you to just slowly bring the hands forward. Everybody's going to shift the weight slightly into those hands. We're going to bend the knees. Lift the heels. Maybe bring the palms down if that feels good. And you can either step back into a high plank, or you can bend the knees. Use your core. Think about your core. Just hop. Even if it's a little bit, even if that bottom's really lifted up like mine right now, it's absolutely fine. We can drop the hips down and adjust in any way that we need. Now, that high plank, if it's feeling a lot, that upper body is too much, come to those knees. I invite maybe everyone to come to the knees just for a moment. If you are on the knees, draw the pelvis forward. But what I want you to do is draw in from your core. So we're drawing in, strong, pushing into the hands, draw the pelvis forward, pushing into those hands, squeezing in the glutes. You should feel that you're still working here, pushing into the hands, even if you're not in a full plank. And if you are in the full plank, lifting back up into the heels, we drop the hips down. Good, you know these cues. The most important one, heels away and then draw the chest forward. It really, you can see the difference. If my hips are lifted, the hips down, my chest draws forward as I push into the hands. Want those shoulders drawn away from the ears, feeling that strength with me. 3, breathing in and out. 2, and 1. Good, come down onto the knees, untuck those toes, and slowly just allow the body to make its way down onto the mat. Good. Let's place a little locust pose. It's so great for the back body. Inhale, we're going to roll the shoulders up towards the ears and drop them back. Elbows drawn in. Breathing in, we're going to lift in the chest, squeeze the elbows and lift the hands. You're feeling that just lift in the upper body and slowly exhale, coming down, down, down. How does that feel for you today? Good. Inhale again, one more time, rolling up on those shoulders, drop them back, elbows in. Inhale, we look forward. Exhale. Inhale, lifting in the chest, lift the head. If it feels comfortable, you can lift the feet. 3, 2, and 1. Slowly exhale, coming down. Beautiful, nice deep breath. I'm going to push into those hands. Slowly use the core to come up to your tabletop position. Tuck your back toes here, arching in the spine, finding your cat pose. Lift the knees, and then we lift up. We use our core. Use the core, draw in from the center and shift the weight back. And then maybe speak in bending those knees, or you can work to get the legs a little straighter. See how that feels. So playing with your downward dog, we want to kind of find that rotation. You did it earlier on the floor. Rotate the biceps out and draw the shoulders down. And imagine that you're trying to create this leg diagonal with the upper body. So from the hands, you're shifting the weight back as far as you can. Shoulders are drawing down. Chin. We don't want our head looking up. Chin drawing in too much. We want kind of the ears aligned with the arms, finding that softness here. The knees can absolutely be bent, or we can work to extend. Quite like lifting the heels. Breathing in. And exhale, sinking down. Maybe bending the knees or working to extend those heels down. Up to you. Just play with what you need to do in those hamstrings and the feet. Don't forget to take deep breaths in downward dog. This one's like Marmite. Actually, for me personally, I used to find it one of the hardest poses. Really works the entire body. There's such magic in downward dog. But also, there's a time I learned to love it. So it's depends on you, the day, and I still feel that way. Some days I'm like, oh, I love downward dog. Other days I'm like, oh. Let's get out of this. So inhale, let's look forward, come up to the tops of the toes. Let's bend those knees. Good. From here, you can step forward. 1, 2, bring the hands to meet or play. Just hop, it could be a little bit, or you can bring that hop so that the feet come as close to the hands as possible. Trust yourself and bend down. Let it all hang. Let the belly drop kind of on top of the upper leg. I'm going to give you that option to take the rock left to right. Always remember there's a woman that I used to teach one-to-one with. And I underestimated this pose because I don't necessarily have a job where I'm like on my feet, kind of arching over lots of people who work in the beauty industry. She did lots of permanent makeup, and she said this pose for her. It's just magic. So I always think of her when I'm in it, because I think, oh, it might not maybe be my pose, but it might feel really good. Someone else following the class, she said, oh, please never forget that one. Never leave that out. So always do kind of try and sneak that in once a lesson when we're doing kind of a little bit more flowy class. As you kind of take the inversion, we're upside down. Let's take our time to come up, find your halfway lift. Whichever one you want, maybe fingertips forward, or if you feel good coming up, go slowly. Where we're upside down a little longer, depending on you, your body, how it's balancing today. You don't want any dizziness. Bend in those knees, slowly scoop it up. Nice work, everyone. Little back bend. Inhale. And exhale, thumbs come in. Draw those shoulders down, tuck under and pelvis, really squeezing here. Navel in, feel strong. I always have a tendency to close the eyes in Tadasana. I like to channel the energy of Tadasana, the strength of it. You don't have to, but you absolutely can have some soft eyes as you draw the shoulders down. It's something that I find like a little sacred pose. It's simple, but there's so much magic within it. Turning the outer edges of the mouth upward, little smile when you're ready. Let's take another little flow. Inhale, reaching the arms up. Good. And as we exhale, hinge at the hips, reach forward. Bend down over those toes, draw the chin in. Inhale, halfway lift. Good, yogi choice. Bend the knee, bring the hands forward, step or hop forward. All right, let's play here. So if you're going to come down onto the knees, cool. If you want to work from a little bit more of our upward dog, I'm going to show you that. Lean forward. This time, drop the pelvis down. You're going to notice the weight slowly shifts as you push into the heels. Shift the weight to the hands. If the upper body feels okay, lower down. If not, just drop the knees. If you want, we can slowly bring the elbows in, slowly lower that upper body down. Good. Untuck the toes, roll the shoulders up and back. Good. We're going to bring the elbows in, push into the hands, lift up into a little baby cobra. Let's just warm up that back. Breathing in, a little smile, breathing out, slowly coming back down. Good. Inhale, roll the shoulders up and back, lifting up into that tabletop position. Now, what I want to show you is what upward dog could look like. So we can lower down in it from that high plank. We can also come to it from here. So slightly walk those hands forward, draw the pelvis forward like we did at the beginning. So pelvis is forward, we're drawing in from our core, but we're also letting the pelvis kind of draw forward, chest comes through. That feels comfortable. That might be the perfect place for upward dog. You want a little bit more, just come back into the middle for me. Well, it does. I want you to just watch what happens in my body. So as I lean forward, I'm dropping my shoulders down, but my back, the backs of my legs, I'm going to make them really, really straight. So the top of my feet stay on the mat, and I'm going to lift the knees and that upper part of the leg. I'm going to draw the chest through and the chin in. So I'm feeling, that might feel really strong with that back body, but that is that upward dog, a little bit more, I'm going to say like a little bit stronger in the upper body. We're really pushing into the hands, toes pushing in, but that leg is lifted. And then we slowly drop the knees down, bring the body back to that lovely tabletop position. All right, so you don't have to do it. It's strong on the wrists, but there is an option there if you ever wanted to move into that upward dog, instead of kind of flowing down and working from the body on the mat, you can work from upward dog holding. And then from that upward dog, it's that upper body, we slowly from here, the transition is we use our core, we push up and we untuck those back toes, bring the toes in, and we slowly shift back to downward dog. Drop the shoulders down and bend the knees. So I'll invite everybody just to come and meet me on your mat in tabletop. Take a little breath in and out. If you played with me, how to go. If you just watched, all good. Roll those wrists. Sometimes we do it with that, so everybody has a different way of kind of taking in that guidance. And somebody will kind of like try and put my body where someone's doing it. Sometimes I just watch, different each time. So from here, if you wanted to have a play, bring the knees hip distance. We're going to sink the hips forward, and we're just going to draw the chest through, draw in from your core. Feel strong in that upper body. You feel comfortable here. Untuck those back toes. See how that feels. Maybe I want you to feel like you're straightening that back leg. Start with one. Push the toes in, chest forward. If that feels okay, stay. Maybe push the top of the foot down, lift the other one, and draw the chest view. If there's any tightness in the back, bring the knees back down. Good, there's your upward dog. So what you want to do here is we want to bring your knees back down, take a little pressure off. If you want to lift up, we're going to come back up to tabletop, tuck the toes and come back up. Or you can come back to that upward dog. We'll extend those legs, push into the hands, use your core, untuck those back toes. Good, you find yourself in that lovely position to move into downward dog. Don't worry if that was a little bit too much. Just thought I'd play a little bit with those postures today, showing you those a little bit more challenging transitions. It will come. Sometimes it feels really strong on the wrists. Inhale and exhale, walking those heels, lifting and dropping, whatever feels good to you. Good. Inhale, slowly relaxing the forward. Come up to the tops of the toes, bend the knees, step or hop forward. You've got it, hanging out. Let's grab opposite elbows. Let's find that little swing. See what it feels like for you. Nice one. Depending on jobs and stuff as well, like I said, this could just be the pose. Remember, I used to come as a pet mechanic. You just said that yoga was the only thing that took away some of that pain. Removed out the area, but I think he's carried it on, which is pretty cool. Going back to center, hanging out. Let's find a halfway lift, team. Yogi's choice with your halfway lift. Deep breath here, inhale and exhale. Bend those knees, scoop it up wide. Nice and long, arms long, little back bend. Inhale and exhale. Thumbs coming in for us. Tuck under in the pelvis, strong in your core. Good. Chin drawing in. And your eyes wherever feels comfortable. Again, I've got a real tendency to close them. Take a lovely, slow, deep breath. In and out. Maybe a little smile on the outer edges of that mouth. You've got this, team. 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. I'm going to take you through the next salutation. It's up to you. I'm going to demonstrate moving from the plank, the lower halfway down with almost like that push-up, and then we draw the hips forward into that upward dog. I'll show you that transition. If your upper body feels too much, just slowly stay in tabletop to get into upward dog, or come onto the floor and you can take a lovely cobra pose. Yoga's choice. So many options, right? I thought I'd just show that, that little extension today. Take us through it. So when you're ready, inhale, reach up. Good. Take whatever one you like. Reaching forward. Hold down over the toes. Good. Maybe straightening the legs a little here if the hammies are giving way. Inhale, find your halfway lift. Good. We're going to bend the knees. We're going to shift the weight forward. Step. We'll hop back to your high plank here. Good. Either coming onto the knees or we're going to shift the weight forward. What we do is we bend the elbows a little bit and then we draw the chest view. Untuck through. Untuck those back toes and you're in upward dog. Again, bring the knees down if it feels too much. Draw the shoulders down. Good. If you're in that upward dog, you can either bring the knees, come to tabletop and lift up, or push into those toes, push into those hands, use your core, untuck the toes. Everybody meeting us in downward dog. Exhale. Good. You can bend the knees, you can swing those hips. Well done. Option to take a leg up if you fancy a little three-legged dog. Might just feel quite nice. Draw the shoulders down. Bringing the foot down, swing those hips. This one's my son Harrison's favorite pose, little three-legged dog. Good. Picking it up, relaxing in the forehead, 3, 2, 1, bringing it down. And then when you're ready, we're going to bring the feet at distance, bend the knees, step or hop forward, use your core. Nice work, everyone. Draw the chin in and find your halfway lift. Bend the knees deep, scooping it wide, little, maybe back bend and thumbs. Good. Just notice kind of how the body's feeling here, the heart rate, what's going on for you in your sun salutations today. Breathing in and breathing out through the mouth. Awesome. I think we should just try one more. Yogi's choice. You choose what feels good. You know so many variations, and I want you to learn to trust yourself in your yoga. think that's really important because yoga is not mine. You know, it's something that developed, you know, it's a sacred, ancient, but there is such magic in this movement. And I do feel for me personally that it shifts my brain, my body, everything. And I really hope that you can find that yoga is yours as well. I think if you've done so many yoga classes with me over the years, you could even be a teacher. You're absolutely there and incredible. So just begin to recognize that this practice is yours and you trust what feels good. One is not better than the other. But if one feels good, if you want to work that upper body, that's how you build up that upper body strength, is playing with that lovely, like half lowering down, pushing up. You get that lovely upper body strength coming. And even if I don't give those cues in the class, if you want to do that, you're more than welcome. So sun salutations, they're yours. Let's do one more and then we'll come into a little bit of our stretch and cool down. Inhale, reaching up. Good. Exhale, hinging up the hips, reach forward. Exhale, bend down. Good. See what this feels like, maybe straightening the leg. If you draw the knee, nose in. Inhale, find your halfway lift. Whatever one feels good. Exhale, we're going to bend the knees, bring the hands forward, step, or hop back to your high plank. Good. Either coming to the knees or pushing into the hands, drop the hips down, and we shift the weight over those wrists. Maybe lowering down, so your choice. We can shift over, maybe a little halfway, untuck those toes, we lift into the chest, draw it through. The legs are strong, we're really lifting. Kind of like in Tadasana, the legs are really strong and tense, but the bottom is not squeezing, relaxing the lower back. Good. Bring the knees down if it feels too much, or stay in tabletop. You can come down to the floor and you can lift up into your cobra. If anybody wants to drop the knees, take a little break. Inhale, come back up. We're going to push into the hands, lift up, untuck those toes if you wanted to move in that way. Good. Find your downward dog. Good. Finding your version of downward dog, maybe bending the knees. It's up to you. I'm going to give you one little playful option here, a little bit of play in the class. Inhale, we can extend that right leg. And then exhale, we can bend the leg that you're standing on. If you want, we're going to draw the knee in and we're just going to kick it through. So you're going to take that right leg. I'm going to just wiggle so I've got a bit more space. Maybe kick it through. Bring the outer edge of that foot. Maybe open the body up. Up to you if you fancy a little bit of play, lifting up in that hip. Slowly bring the hand down. Bring the leg through and come back to downward dog. Good. And if you want one more little play, you don't have to, but it's there. Inhale, kick up into that left leg. Bend the knee into the middle and kick it through. And keep both hands onto the mat or outer edge. Maybe peel that right hand up. Nice one. 3, 2, and 1. Bring the hand out. Bring the foot down. Inhale. Good. You've got this. Bend the knee. Step or hop forward. Let's finish our lovely sequence. I love a little flow. Halfway lift. Good. Bend those knees and scoop it up. Well done, my beautiful friends. What a practice leaning into our sun salutations today. You find Tadasana, just notice if you're holding the breath. Maybe you're trying any of those new things where you kind of operated or got that heart rate kind of going. Just breathe with me in. And slowly exhaling out. Beautiful. Good. From here, we're just going to slowly bring the hands down. You should wiggle the hands, take a little shake here. Fabulous work. Right. You've got a drink, let's grab it, and then we'll get into our lovely little bit of our reset. Cheers, team. Nice. Oh, not like it's not an advert, but anybody who drinks coffee, I've got like a nice machine, and I've been using this coffee called Exhale Coffee. They give you like your first pack free. I just think it's so good. It's like clear Vinny pear. It's just like one of the tastes so good. I'm not normally like an advocate, but I'm not. That is lovely, and I know it's not full of anything bad. So, anyways, if you're looking for a good coffee for a coffee machine, it's Exhale, and you can try it for free, which is pretty cool. Anyways, yeah, that was really nice last sip. All right, let's bring the feet hip distance. We're gonna roll the shoulders up and drop them back. Breathing in. Breathing out. Good, especially working a little bit into these poses. It does develop that strength in the upper body. We do, or maybe have, I don't know if you felt it today, put a little extra pressure on those wrists. So let's just hit the reset button, lows. parts of the body. Ready for 3. Smile if you like. 2. Inhale and exhale. 1. Beautiful. Squeezing up. Inhale and exhale. Drop those shoulders down. I'm going to drop the ear over towards the right hand side. Draw the shoulders down, softening in the forehead and the face. Just noticing if you're getting a little bit of work across that left hand side, really draw the left shoulder down. If you're feeling it, just stay there. If you want it to extend, you can take that left hand out, palm faces down. Maybe we just lift it up a little bit to get into that little bit of the length all the way down. Sometimes you feel it into the wrist. Sometimes a little bit softer than when you're sat on the ground. So just play with what feels right, as always. Breathing in. Breathing in, bring the hand down. Inhale, slowly lifting the head. Drop your shoulders down. You inhale, deep breath. Exhale, whatever way you want. Just make sure it's a little slower than your natural rhythm. Just really tapping into that common nervous system. This side feels a little bit tighter. Make sure you don't have the right shoulder creeping up. You're not going to feel much. You want to draw the shoulder down so you take the ear over. Awesome. Breathing in and slowly breathing out. Good. The hand feels comfortable coming out. You absolutely can take that as an option. Just breathing into those spaces that are so tender. Breathing in, little smile. Breathing out, just releasing all those things, feeling just a little extra heavy. And we bring the hand down. Inhale slowly. Bring the neck back to center. Drop the shoulders down. And draw the chin down towards the chest. I'm going to roll the neck side to side. Just want you to see how that feels, a little half circle. So I don't know about you guys. I'm definitely going to take and do this one again today when we're in our workshop if you're kind of there. But I feel like it's always still tight. I hold my tension there, I know it. Maybe it's just that I'm making a little pact to spend a little bit of time here. Maybe, like I always suggest in the shower, take my own advice, let that hot water run. Maybe give it a little rub. In that massage. Nice one. Deep breath with me and a little smile, softening in the forehead too. And 1. Amazing. Head comes back to center. Inhale, slowly bring the head up. You've got it. Breathing in, let's reach those arms up. And exhale, thumbs coming in. Starting to make those eyes a little heavy. We're going to slowly bend the knees and bring ourselves down onto the mat. Maybe swinging the legs through, find your nice upright position. Good. Nice one. Oh, make yourself comfy. If a cross-legged doesn't feel cozy, you find any way that feels good. Leg out, you can sit in a chair, it is all good. Sometimes sitting cross-legged is just a challenge in itself. So take what you need from it. You've got it. We're going to reach the arms up and twist over towards that right hand side, just lifting in the chest. We don't want to kind of concave in the upper body. We want to lift tall from the top of the head as we take the twist. Good. Breathing in, lifting the hands up. Exhale, drop the shoulders down. Strong in the core. So really draw in from the navel so you get that lovely length in the spine. Just creates that length in our posture. Inhale, breathing in. Twisting to the other side. Hands down, lifting high from the top. Tall from the crown of the head. Breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Inhale, lifting up. Arms come wide. I'm going to bring the palms in. Draw the shoulders down. Good. From here, we're going to bring the hands onto the knees. We're just going to take a little rock forward and back. So you can close the eyes if you want or stay here. Rather than circles today, we're going to rock forward and back. Just into that seated cat and seated cow. So I quite like doing this, looking down or maybe closing the eyes. You're going to lean forward with the chest. Bring the hands forward, tuck under. Finding that seated cat. Always feel it. You think that you've done loads of cats on the knees, it just feels different in different positions, doesn't it? Maybe staying there if you want, leaning forward when you're ready. And coming tuck in under again. So just lean forward and back for me in your cat and cow, feeling what that feels like. Staying if you need to anywhere if it feels tight. Rocking back, eyes closed. Breathing in and out. Find a little softness here in the face. 4. Breathing in and out. 3. Lovely. Inhale and exhale. 2. 1. Coming back to a nice upright position. Drawing the shoulders down, the eyes closed. Just taking a little moment here. Take a few slow, deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Just keep the eyes soft or even closed. Breathing in. And exhale, let it go. Breathing in. And breathing out. Back. Just take a little release in the wrists, and then we'll do our little massage of the face. We're going to roll the wrists in circles here. We'll spend a little extra time on them in some of our poses today. Just find that lovely rub, the forearms, if that feels comfortable. Releasing. Just thinking about release and strengthening. All that you've done today. And then slowly begin to separate the elbows, and then we're going to push the palms away from us. Just seeing if you can get a little extra stretch in the fingers here. 3. Deep breath in and out. 2. And 1. Fabulous. Slowly bringing the palms to face you and bringing the hands down. Wonderful. They come a little closer to you. So from here, we're going to take the pointer finger and the middle finger, and we're going to bring it in between the eyebrows and just draw up and around. Yeah, you know where we're headed. Take some deep breaths and just really enjoy that feeling. I'll apply a little more pressure than you think. Tracing up and around, just notice. Sometimes I feel the skin, I either really feel my moisturizer this time of year, it feels like a little drier. It's nice to notice. I give that cue often, but just getting to know ourselves, just really being present, be pushing into the hands, just noticing what the body's doing in this weather, noticing what it needs. Good. Slowly just pushing up that space between the eyebrows. Good. And then coming around, you've got the temples. Just find some big circles here. Little smile if you like for 3. Nice. 1, 2. And 1. And then slowly bring the hands down. Beautiful. Good. And then again, top of the nose, let's come down. You're feeling any heaviness or tightness in here at all, just push down from the top of the nose, coming all the way down the nostrils, maybe pushing away around the cheekbones. You've got it. Nice. If you want to make little circles, you can. Any tightness. Again, a doctor once said, make those circles in the nostrils. Sometimes it makes the nose run a little bit, but it's just getting that everything moving. Good. 3. Take whatever you need. Up and around. 2. And 1. Amazing. Just joining me in a beautiful 2 deep breaths in. Letting go. Breathing in. And breathing out. And letting go. Amazing. All right. Let's get ourselves into your beautiful Shavasana. Laying back for us. Wherever you feel like it on your backs. If you'd like to stay upright and close the eyes in a more upright kind of meditative state, you want to get back in bed, lay on your sofa. Honestly, make it whatever it is that you need today. You genuinely have got this. Just lay back and take the time you need to let the practice soak in and allow every breath and movement we've taken today to begin to work its magic. Saying well done to yourself for meeting yourself on the mat. Maybe coming back to our question we asked at the beginning, how are you really? How are you really? And is there any shift from the beginning of the class to now? Or were you able to just sometimes get a little bit out of our head and back into our body? Back into the body means we're back into that beautiful present moment. being in the present moment really is that little life hack, isn't it? Being able to appreciate who we are, what we have right now, trusting that it's more than enough, that we are more than enough. Inhale and slowly exhale. Allow the body to soften, relaxing, coming back to that lovely little body scan, softening the forehead, the eyelids, the face, the jaw, shoulders drop in, releasing all the way the upper arm, the lower arm to the hands, every finger, the wrists. Letting the center of the body really soften into that beautiful natural breath. Releasing if you're holding still at all. Maybe you are tightening in the glutes and don't realizing it, letting those hips really begin to let go. Letting the whole of the lower body, the legs, and the hips all the way to the ankles. Just soften that anything that you're holding, releasing in the feet, the toes. Invite you just to soak up that sensation of softness. You sit in silence. Bring your thoughts into this beautiful present moment. And as we finish today's practice, instead of a reading, I thought we would just finish with the magic of gratitude. Just rewires us, sets us up in such a magical way. I invite you to finish your practice today and begin your day or end your day whenever you're watching this with just thinking about 2 things you're deeply grateful for in this moment, in this life. It could be people, places, food, loved ones. Be just the simplest of having a home, whatever it is. Sit with it. Let a smile take over your face. Breathing in and breathing out. Just enjoying the silence, reflection, your Shavasana this morning. All right, that is your Sunday morning session. I know I'll see some of you later, but thank you so much. Yeah, stay as long as you want, and peace and love, team. We'll see you next week, or maybe later on.